Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader, and today we're doing an updated office tour. So at this point, I am so happy with the way my office looks. And the vast majority of my shelves are full of manga, which is what I wanted. So I figured, you know what? It's about time. We can do an updated tour. We'll take it, shelf by shelf. I'll give you guys some information about some of the stuff that I have in here, where to buy it, because I'm pretty sure I did not do that in the last video that I made. And I've gotten some things for my office that I'm really excited about. So without further ado, let's do the 2023 updated office tour. All right, so I'm used to walking in through this door and showing y'all the wall that's actually behind me, the first wall you see when you come into my office. But I just recently got new shelves here, well, the end of last year, and I'm really excited about the way they turned out. Now, granted, I don't want to go into detail about these like right away. I want to save them for last, but I want to talk about some of the things I did differently. So right off the bat, I have 3 shelves here in addition to the 2 floating shelves on either side that do not have manga on them. I have been looking at this wall for so long. I had 3 prints here, which I really did like, but I knew that I was running out of space for my manga. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get some more shelves. So these 3 white shelves that are in the middle are floating shelves from Home Depot. They were like ranging between $19 and like $27. The longer ones were the more expensive. My husband helped me install them. I was kind of like debating on if I wanted to get rid of the 2 floating shelves on either side for a while, but when I put the 2 longer shelves up top, I realized, you know what, I could just fit one of the smaller ones in there, and I am actually happy with how I did that. I think it looks great, and it still allows me to have some non-manga on the wall, which I like, because, it's gonna be hard for me to find some place for some of those. And I have this chair, I have my plushies, I love them. Now, do I sit in this chair? No. It's one of the most expensive furniture purchases I made when I started making money. This was many years ago. Granted, I recently found the receipt the other day and it was only like $200, but it was a big deal for me because it was a piece of furniture I really wanted. But I don't sit in it anymore, which is very sad. It's very comfortable for the most part. But anyway, this is the newest situation. I'm loving her. I love the 3 bookshelves, but we're going to get to that later. We're going to start off with the corner, which was one of my favorite parts of my office to begin with. Now, I want to talk about the corner first before we get really into the shelves and talk about what's on them, but not much has changed here. My last video, you guys saw that I had these white floating shelves up. I still really love them. It worked out really well because I had these prints here already. The 3 that are along the edge of the window are from Soul Eater. Then we have an original piece. I'm not sure if the creator, my friend Toria, gave me that one. I have a B&A print that's hidden, unfortunately, and then I have a Demon Slayer. Now, this tiny little shelf at the bottom, it used to be a bunch of books that I didn't read, but I recently changed it and put some manga on there for some space. We still have a bit of junk at the bottom, but you know what? It is what it is. We just have to deal with it. And then that light bowl thing there is really cute. It's a Philip Hughes light bowl thing. It didn't work for the longest time and now it's fine. So I'm excited about it. She's cute. But yes, this has become one of my favorite corners in my office. I love her. But now let's get into the shelves because they have also changed since the last video. So because of the chair being in the way and there not really being a lot of space in front of these shelves, I have to stand on the ladder again. So if it's a little shaky, I apologize. So at the top shelf, we've got all of the Promised Neverland. It's a series that I absolutely recommend. It's fantastic. It is complete and I would highly recommend it. Noragami is almost a finished series. Volume 25 just recently came out this year and it was really, really good. We're a few volumes away from the ending and I'm really sad to see this end, but I can't wait to see how it ends. And then off in the corner is Fate Zero. My husband was really sweet and got me these as a gift a few years ago. I'm missing a few volumes. I think I'm missing 6 and 8. I think it's only 8 volume series. Very, very good as an anime. I would highly recommend. Next shelf, we have Elfen Lied, Berserk, the first volume of Berserk is actually in my living room because I wanted to start reading it. All of Gangsta Curse, all of Gangsta Yurusei Yatsura. It's the first volume. I haven't read it yet, but I'm really intrigued. I really want to. Mob Psycho 100, Die Dark, After the Rain, Kakagura, and When a Magician's Pupil Smiles. What's missing from this shelf is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, which I just finished for the month of March and for the Naruto TBR challenge. So that would have been on the shelf if I had it, and that's okay. She will be put back in place after the monthly wrap up. The next shelf is the Hunter x Hunter shelf. Absolutely love this shelf. This series is not complete. I would recommend watching the anime. It's really good. You can watch the older version or the more recent one. Both are fantastic. I've got my cute little Crollo and Illumi pops, and then I got a Husaka charm the other day, just as like a blind item. I figured why not put it there. Husaka is not my favorite character. Okay, problematic for sure. Nice character design though. We can't deny. Hunter x Hunter is a great series. I would absolutely recommend it. And then below is Blue Exorcist. I actually don't know if Blue Exorcist is over or not. It's 27 volumes that I own right now. There could be more in the future. I'm not sure. I still have to start it, but it is an anime that I watched that I really loved, and that's why I wanted to get into collecting it. And then at the end is Call of the Night, volumes 1 through 10. Now, I just recently got the 11th volume because that came out this month. Excited to continue reading. Excited to see where it goes, although I'm not particularly happy with some of the stuff that's in there, but you know, it's something that most of us know. The trope of a really young kid doesn't need to be a kid. He could be much older. But despite the age issue, I think that the story is actually really interesting. So I do recommend Call of the Night. Just be aware that problematic themes. And that is all 4 shelves at the top. So now we're going to move on to what's at the bottom. All right, so we have another awkward angle, as usual. I'm missing some volumes here because I'm currently reading them, but this is the vast majority of what's on the first top shelf. So I have most of what is out for Record of Ragnarok. I have the Geek X Hitman, Dead Demons Destruction, the first 2 volumes of PTSD Radio, Chojin X, omnibuses of Attack on Titan. The first omnibus is actually in my living room. And then off in the corner is Fruits Basket. I read that earlier this year. I wasn't really happy with it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get rid of it. I just know that I'm going to stop collecting it. It's just not worth it to me. It was okay. I can see why some people like it, but it just wasn't for me. The next shelf are some that I've read, some that I'm just not in a hurry to read right away. So I have Komi Can't Communicate. I have the first volume of Jujutsu Kaisen, The Way of the House Husband. That was when I started reading, which I really liked, but I don't see myself continuing to collect it. I mean, we'll see. I didn't enjoy the anime, although, you know, if you're interested, it is in anime form. I have a Spanish version of Soul Eater because I didn't realize that I got it in Spanish, and that's okay. I am trying to learn Spanish, so maybe one day I will be able to read that successfully. I have 3 volumes of Cowboy Bebop, I Am a Hero, a random volume of Blood Sea. Like, I wanted to start collecting that, but I've only been able to find that one volume, so I figured, you know what, I'll just keep her here. Maybe one day I can find her again, but she's there. And then I have like a mix and match of Inuyasha. So I've already read the first volume. That's why that's not there. But I've got these of Inuyasha. Then I've got the yellow like volumes that most people are familiar with. I'm kind of like up in the air if I want to collect the omnibuses because I know I don't have every single volume. And the omnibuses would be, you know, fairly easy to. They're much easier to get than the singles from what I've seen. And then I have Jujutsu Kaisen volumes 4 through 10. My husband's recently gotten me a lot of these for my birthday. So I just haven't had a good place to put them. So that's why they're there. And then at the bottom, I'm not going to go over some of the regular books that are down there. But I have Bleach. I got those all discounted from Books A Million when I had not received the first box set of Bleach for the longest time, and I happened to find these volumes there randomly. I was like, I have to get these. So yeah, eventually I got the second box set. So I am probably going to sell those soon. We'll just see. I mean, they're taking up space, but it's okay. So this is that shelf. So it's a mix and match of a bunch of different things. Eventually it will be all manga and I will like the way it looks. Yeah, excited about what's going on here. This is a bit different from my last video as well. So I finally have all of Dead Man Wonderland and I have all of Smoke and Parade. This is by the same creator. So I wanted to keep them together. Same thing with Death Note and Platinum End. So I wanted to keep these series together as best as possible. I love the spines. They're so colorful. Even how like every other volume is black or white with Dead Man Wonderland. I just thought they just look so great. I had actually never heard of Smoke and Parade, but I saw someone talk about covers that they thought were really cool that not a lot of people mentioned. And this was the actual volume that they showed. And I was like, oh my God, this looks so cool. And then they went into detail about the fact that it's by the same creator as Dead Man Wonderland. I watched Dead Man Wonderland and I thought it was such a good anime, but it ends on a cliffhanger because they didn't continue on with it. So I knew that I wanted to get this whole series. It was available on Right Stuff. Definitely recommend going to Right Stuff to buy this. And then I said, you know what? I have to just go ahead and get Dead Man Wonderland. I need to find out what happens. It's that important to me. Not much has changed with this shelf. I'm pretty sure the only thing that might have changed since the last time I filmed a bookshelf tour is that Sakamoto Days is here and Happy Sugar Life. But I have the first omnibuses of One Piece in the back, as well as some singles, because I could not find the last omnibus that would have been the first box set of One Piece. I have the full hardcover color versions of High School of the Dead, and as I said, Sakamoto Days and Happy Sugar Life. I haven't read Happy Sugar Life yet, but I really, really like Sakamoto Days. I finished volume 6. It's not there because it's in my stack of books that I have to talk about for the wrap-up, but so good. And I'm recommending that my husband watch it when it eventually becomes an anime. I'm pretty sure I've heard that it's going to be turned into an anime soon. If not, it should be, because I know that it's going to be really good. This one has probably changed the most. So Chainsaw Man in the back is not different. Maruka-chan, and then Zom 100's in the back. I have the newest volume at the top. It just couldn't fit. So it is resting on the top. What used to be back there was Kaiju number 8. So I brought it forward because it's still ongoing and it matches the same heights as the ones in front. Great series. I highly recommend. Then I have Black Torch. Volumes 2 and 3 are actually out in my living room because I'm currently reading it. I'm hoping to finish the whole series, which is only 5 volumes, before I go to the beach, which I think I can do it. So far it's been great. I think that that's an anime as well. Again, another thing I'm going to recommend my husband watch. So far, I'm just loving the series. It's really great. Orient is by the same creator as Magi, which I have the first volume towards the end. Haven't actually read that, but really want to. I mean, I got that based off the covers alone because the covers are beautiful. I just read Dawn to Dawn, the first volume. Can't wait to get into the second volume. It's really, really good. Very pervy, so, you know, content warning for that. I have the Elusive Samurai. I have the first 3 volumes of Yu Yu Hakusho. That is by the same creator as Hunter x Hunter. And this bottom shelf, she needs some work. So in the very back is my first Bleach box set. I just didn't have any space for it, so I just decided to put it there. But I have Mad K and Jealousy. I have the volumes 1 through 11 of Children of the Whales. I have all the volumes of Pluto, and I have the first 5 volumes of The Land of the Lustrious. Haven't read or watched Land of the Lustrious, but definitely want to. I think the series looks really cool. Pluto is really good. I really need to continue reading that series. And that is it for this shelf. I probably mentioned this in the first video that I ever made of a bookshelf tour, but I got this shelf in particular from Target a really long time ago. And then in the corner, I have some more of my box sets. So I have 3 of the One Piece box sets. I have Full Metal Alchemist. Claymore will probably fit in here at some point. I just still have it over by my other bookcase because of the book haul I did earlier in the week. So yeah, so these are some of the few box sets I have. I definitely want to do a box set tour, if you will. And here is my desk, the beautiful L-shaped pink desk that I got in 2020 that I love so much. So some of the things that I've bought recently that I really like are the Govee lights. I wanted more lights in this corner of the room. I like this lamp I got from Target, but I don't like yellow light all the time. And I just felt like I didn't have enough like cute lighting in here. So I got those recently. My friend Neptune gifted me this figure from her collection. It's so cute. It fits perfectly on the pink desk. My friend Kimsey got me this cute pink Lucky Cat. And I'm loving it. This is my current read. This is the last book I have to read for the Naruto TBR challenge. So I'm really excited. But yes, this is my lovely desk. I love her. I adore her. She is everything to me. This is just a random cart. Nothing special. And of course I have these flags as blinds. I think they look really cute because in the morning when the sun is coming through the window, my whole room is pink based off of this flag alone, which I absolutely adore. These are from Midori Mischief. Oh, and some of the prints, I'm sorry. So I have these 2 Sailor Moon prints, and then I have these 2 like original character prints. I'm pretty sure I got these from Katsucon like many years ago, but I love them. This one is sparkly iridescent. It's so cute. And I love this little animated one. I figure some people might want me to go over my Studio Trigger Detox case some more. There are some new additions to the case, which I'm really excited about. At the top, I just kind of have some throwaway figures, some old Demon Slayer figures. I just recently got this fairy tale figure from my husband's uncle. I have a Pluto print in the back. This is a Dalek. And my friend Neptune gave me this Demon Slayer figure here, all Studio Trigger. So you've got Promare, you've got Gurren Lagann, Darling in the Franxx, BNA. This is my newest figure, this 02 wedding dress figure. I'm so excited for her. She's so cute. My cute little Nendroids. I love this shelf as well. More Promare. And then the figure my husband recently gave me for my birthday. Okay, so I had to turn that light off in the back. So my husband got me this Gurren Lagann figure for my birthday. It was like a kid's toy that my husband was very excited to put together. Kind of reminded us of like Optimus Prime and Transformers, because every piece of this is actually a different character from Gurren Lagann, which is so cool. So these are characters. This is a character where his head is popping out of. It's just so cool. So different. I've never had anything like this. I didn't like have these when I was a kid, and like Devin was the one who actually collected Transformers, and we actually have some of his in the basement. This is one figure I haven't put together yet though. I need to. It doesn't look like it's really that complicated. I just haven't yet, and that's another gift from Devin. But yeah, I love it so much. I think it's a perfect way to complete the bottom of this case, because all that was here were like some empty boxes because I didn't have anything else out, and then I hadn't built this one here yet. But yeah, I'm excited. So my newest figure is this cute children's toy that looks badass as hell. Y'all already know my little cube case. This is the Sailor Moon wall. I have a ton of Sailor Moon prints on here, pretty much only Sailor Moon prints, and all of my Sailor Moon pops, my Gashapin wands, and then I have a cute little goose from from Saga on the corner. I adore him. Just while we're here, you know, we'll talk about Sailor Moon. Then we have Tokyo Ghoul at the bottom, as well as like an omnibus for D.Gray-man. I really, really love this wall. It's the first thing you see when you walk into my office. Not much has changed since the very first tour I ever gave. The biggest change, in my opinion, is going to be the lights that I put underneath the pops. Those are the same Govee lights that I have on my desk. I just think they're so cute. It's a cute little backdrop, especially when I'm filming, because I really like when people who have a gaming setup have a really intense like purple or blue pinkish light behind them. I just wanted that because I think it's so cute. This is probably the biggest change on this wall for the shelves. I finally have every single volume of D.Gray-man, and I'm so excited. You know how to keep my little Jockin up there. He's adorable. I have my Alan Walker and Tim Cumpy Nendroid. So freaking cute. I want to thank my friend Sirius for getting me the 18th volume. It was the only one I was missing. So freaking excited. I didn't realize until after the fact that the vast majority of the volumes I have are Shonen Jump Advanced. I had to look up the difference between them. I think Shonen Jump Advanced is more, it's still going to have the same content in it, but I guess it's going to be like a little bit darker, a little bit more mature. I couldn't tell you the big difference, but it's not like anything is like hugely different. Like, oh man, I got ripped off or I got more than you. So what, 3 of these volumes are not Shonen Jump Advanced. Totally cool with me. I think they look great. I know the spines aren't all the same because of that, but look at them. They're just so freaking pretty. I adore them so much. Demon Slayer shelf. This is just one up from where the D.Gray-man was. This is nice because I got to put more of my figures on display that wouldn't fit on the shorter one. So all of Demon Slayer, I got more of my figures on there. And I also put Jujutsu Kaisen. Why not? And then we have this shelf. Hopefully this isn't too wobbly because my arm is up in the air. These are just some books that I've actually read that I certainly don't want to get rid of, and some I haven't read. The ones towards the end, starting at Trail of Lightning, are the ones that were on the really small bookshelf that I first showed you guys. There were ones that I hadn't read. I do want to read, I just haven't gotten to. And then some books that I had since I was a kid by Jemiah Jefferson, vampire books. I shouldn't have been reading at that age, but they were still really good. You know, I have to have the Fire Force and the Soul Eater. Now, I'm pretty sure that these were not together in my last video. I think that Fire Force was where Soul Eater was at the time. And I think I had some of the D.Gray-man ones where Fire Force is now. But because Fire Force is ongoing, we're not done yet, y'all. Now, I know you can see there's 31 damn volumes there. It's long as hell. That's okay. We're in it to win it. But I figured, you know what, let's just keep these series together because they're by the same creator. I've got my Fire Force figure. I've got my Soul Eater figures. I just recently found out that the rest of the Soul Eater figures are in the vault of Pops. So that's interesting. Didn't know that. Didn't necessarily want them either because Blackstar and Tsubaki are my favorite. But yes, so this is the shelf. Probably the biggest change that you've seen on this here. Clearly you can see that I did not clean my shelves before I started making this video, but it's okay. So those 3 books at the top, How We Get Free, Radicalizing Her, and Black Lives Matter at School, are 3 books I bought myself for my birthday. I just wanted to get some nonfiction books off of my wish list. Excited. This shelf hasn't changed much. It's still all nonfiction. The books that are here are some that I just recently got and then some that I've read. So I did not separate them yet, but that's okay. Call of the Night and Ayashimon are 2 that I recently bought. And then The Heroic Legend of Arlen's were 2 volumes that Books with Bonnie bought me for my birthday. So thank you so much, Books with Bonnie. I really appreciate it. Please follow Books with Bonnie. She's amazing. She's so kind. She's so sweet. I have to give that little shout out, not just because she bought me books now. It's because she's awesome. Do yourself a favor and follow Books with Bonnie. She also contributed to my never-ending TBR, clearly of manga, and I love you for that. Thank you so much. This shelf, again, hasn't changed much. The 2 random manga there are just ones I've read for this month. The only book that's missing here is The Unbroken. It's a book that I'm going to be reading hopefully while I'm at the beach for vacation. But here are just some fantasy books, and then you've got some nonfiction tucked in the corner that I just didn't end up putting above. Some of my favorite series on here are Alchemist of Loom and the Women's War trilogy. I'm still trying to get through Lachlan's for the Foundry Side trilogy. I know I'm terrible. I will be reading that while I'm at the beach because I got it as an audiobook, y'all. I had to bite the bullet and just get the audiobook. I'm hoping that I can get through it. But this is my fantasy shelf. And hopefully the light's not too crazy. But, all right. So as I said, I wanted to get the vast majority of my shelves in this office to be manga, but I didn't necessarily have a place for my Noodle Shop mystery books. So my Noodle Shop mystery books are here in front of the graphic novels, which I'm still kind of debating if I want to just put upstairs. I don't see myself reading these again anytime soon, but I don't want to get rid of them. So there's that. I also have some art books my friend Neptune gave me for my birthday. I have the second box set of Tokyo Ghoul. I cannot wait to read this. I've got some R.A. Salvatore books in the back there that I wanted to reread because The Legend of Drizzt is one of my favorite fantasies, but it's also my husband's. So I read this many years ago. I think it got me into adult fantasy and I adore it. And I wanted to reread it recently. And then my friend Neptune got me this Ultimate Housewives card game. And unfortunately, I have a fallen figure here. I just haven't picked her up because she fell actually in that corner. And it's just such an awkward spot. I can't get the other part of her base. So she is just a fallen soldier there. And the Claymore box set is in the way. I will be moving it over here so we can open up these Detox cases for y'all. I do have some new figures in here, which is exciting. So much like the first Detox case it's pretty much all Studio Trigger. This is almost all Naruto pops and figures. There's a few, people in the mix that aren't supposed to be there, but it's okay. At the top, looks the same. I have my Fate Stay. I have my Fate Zero figures. Iskander is my favorite character. I adore him. This is my first big figure that I ever bought. This is what got me into buying big figures, and it was a great purchase. And then the rest there. So we've got the first shelf. Also, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this several times, but these glass cases are from IKEA and the acrylic stands are just from Amazon. So it's a nice 3-tier situation. The pops are good on that. My newest addition is Killa B. I'm so excited. It's so funny because the other day I was telling my husband, like, if there's one Naruto pop figure that I want, it's going to be Killa B. I don't need any other ones. They're coming out with, or they already came out with 2 characters that were from the series that them, but like they aren't characters that I necessarily like or love. So I figured I can pass. Kiba was another recent one, but I got that last year. And then another recent one has been Might Guy. So this is him. He looks so freaking badass. And then I have this Yoko Littner figure that my friend Neptune gave me. I just didn't have space for her because of her base in the other Studio Trigger case. So that's why she's at the bottom there. Some more figures at the top that I don't really have a place for. Not much has changed here. I put some figures, like the little ones, in here from the other Detox case. I would say the newest figure is this 02 in her school uniform. I forgot to unbox this Inuyasha a long time ago. And then we've got a lot of space down here. I might put the Yoko down at the bottom there just because it makes sense. But at the time, there really wasn't any space. So this is the last Detox case with the figures. All right, another bit of a change here is that I put all of my Fullmetal Alchemist pops on another tiered acrylic case. I went ahead and popped the charm thing in the back there and just put other little miscellaneous things. These cute little like green and purple bunnies or chapsticks that I'll probably never use, but they were given to me as a gift. So I thought, they can fit right in there. On the side, I have some Bleach box sets. I have not read the 3rd one yet. I really, really want to, but I'm going to take my time. I'm going to give myself a break from box sets this month. I know I said that I wanted to read Fullmetal Alchemist, but I might wait till I'm back from vacation. We shall see. This shelf, looking good, if I do say so myself. We've got volumes 1 through 15, I think, of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. We have Spy Family in the front, that's an ongoing series. School Live. I think that this might end at volume 12. I'm not sure, but another thank you to my friend Sirius. She got me the 2nd volume that I was missing, so I can finally continue on with the series. And then Freerin or Fryrin? I think it's Freerin. I have not read this, but someone I follow on Instagram just recently started it and finished what is out right now, which I think she only had volume 1 through 6 and not 7 yet. And she said it was fantastic. So I feel it is really important that I go ahead and read this series. And then I've got some others in the back. It's like the Hellbound, I think, and then some Japanese volumes that my friend Neptune has given me. I just don't feel like pulling them out right now. On the second shelf, we have Love of the Kill, Little Witch Academia, Burn the Witch, Devilish Darlings, Momo the Blood Taker, The School Frozen in Time. I just recently read the 1st volume, that's why that one is not in there. The Detective is Already Dead, and then Alice 19th. And in front we have No Guns Life, volumes 1 through 5 of Hell's Paradise, another really good series. I believe ends at volume 12 or so. I believe that series is complete and it's getting a anime like this year. So I'm definitely going to recommend my husband watch it. I feel that it's going to be very good. Happiness Volume 1, the light novel of The Detective Is Already Dead, the omnibus of The Flowers of Evil, first volume of Alice in Borderland, the second volume of How Do We Relationship. The first volume is in my living room. I'm going to be reading that this week. Fire Punch. I just don't have the second volume, unfortunately. Durara, and then Tokyo Aliens, volumes 1 and 2. I recently heard about that one and I thought, ooh, these covers are very cute. I would like to get into this. And then at the bottom, I just brought all of my prison school volumes in from the living room and put them down here. It's a series that I really like, but I don't see myself rereading anytime soon. So I figured, let's just put them on the bottom. Raw Hero, same thing, by the same creator. Just don't see myself reading it again anytime soon. And last, we have these shelves. So at the very top, we have all of Sweat and Soap. I have the first 2 volumes of Wotakoi. I have volumes 1 through 6 of Whisper Me a Love Song. I have 1 volume of Shikimori's Not a Cutie. 5 volumes of Witch Hat Atelier. 4 volumes of A Galaxy Next Door. 1 volume of Sweetness and Lightning. I've got 2 volumes of In the Clear Moonlight Dusk. 2 volumes of Game, Between the Suits. 2 volumes of Shonen Note. And 4 volumes of The Rose of Versailles. So I do not have volume 4 of Rose of Versailles, so I'm just missing 1, but these covers are so pretty. I talked about them in a video when I did a haul not too long ago. They are gorgeous. Now, I don't have a lot of room, but I did really want to face one of those volumes out because they're hardcover and they're just so pretty. On the next shelf, I have the first 6 volumes of Skip and Loafer, 4 volumes of The Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World. I have volumes 2 and 3 of Sotoko and Nada. I have 4 volumes of Our Dreams at Dusk. The first volume is actually in my stack of books that I read for the month of March. So far, that manga is really good. Goodbye My Rose Garden, love that series. I'm in Love with the Villainess. Failed Princesses, The Apothecary Diaries, I have the first 2 volumes of that. My Happy Marriage, Imakoi, My Love Mix-Up. I have the first volume of A Case Study of Venatus, Laid Back Camp, Requiem of a Rose King, Prince Freya, The Summer You Were There, Witches at the End of the World, After Hours, and oh man, I can't see what the last volume is. I'm a little far away on the ladder. I'll put the title at the top. And honestly, this was the shelf I was the most excited for. So all of Akame ga Kill was actually a series that I had in my living room, and this is one of my favorite mangas. I feel like I don't often see this series in people's collection, which is totally fine. It might not be for everyone, but I think it's really good. It's definitely in my top 5 favorite manga story in general. Love the anime. That's how I was first introduced to it, and it killed me. It was so good. Akame ga Kill Zero is the prequel. I would highly recommend reading it if you have read or watched just Akame ga Kill. It's a great prequel in my opinion. It sets everything up for why Akame basically becomes, dissatisfied with what's going on with the army and her relationship with her sister Kurume. Akame ga Kill, solid story, but I will say that the manga gives so much more than the anime did. There's a few more relationships that you didn't see in the anime that are in the manga that I thought were really, really good. And then at the end, on the little corner, my friend Neptune graciously got me a volume that was in Japanese. I think she went to Book Off in New York and that's where she found it. Esdeath is my favorite character from Akame ga Kill. I have a tattoo of Esdeath. I know she's a villain. I know she's not good. But to be fair, she actually is more morally gray than the anime makes her seem. Like, I do think that the anime makes her seem a little bit morally gray, but the manga really, really sets that tone that she's kind of in the position that she's in kind of just because it kind of fell that way. I think if her life had had a different course, she actually might have been with the crew, with the resistance. So it's a very interesting story. And then on either side we have the Three Dark Crown series. I actually really like this. The final book, I stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning finishing it. I think it's a really good young adult book. Like, it follows the formula that I like, and I think it was done really well. And then we've got a ton of nonfiction books, because as I said, I obviously have I have several nonfiction shelves. So I have a lot of nonfiction books, and some of these I've actually already read. So Hood Feminism is great. Without Apology, I would say, is a must read. There is another one that used to be on here, I cannot remember, but all of them are ones that I either like or really, really excited to read. So would definitely recommend the books that are on this floating shelf. And that is it. That is my office tour. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Hey, if there's anything else that you want to see, let me know. I'd love to give you a tour of what's going on. I know I did like a brief little tour of the gaming setup that me and my husband have upstairs. If you guys wanted an in-depth look at it, hey, let me know. We have a lot of my husband's side is like totally decked out because that's where he was originally streaming for the longest time. Lots of figures, lots of anime merch. I really love our setup. It's so cool. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like the video. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. And thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.